Let's get right to that breaking news tonight. A 12-year-old boy was taken to the hospital after an incident at Cocoa Beach. That's where West 2's David Jones is joining us live from tonight with what county officials are saying. David?
Luana, there are still more questions than answers, but let's take you through what we do know. We do know a 12-year-old boy had to be airlifted from this section of Cocoa Beach. We're told by beachgoers that it happened right over there by that lifeguard shack. This is in Shepherd Park, right at the end of Cocoa Beach Parkway. The injury was reported as a shark bite originally. That's according to the Brevard County Fire Rescue around 12:30 this afternoon. Let me correct myself, as a bite around 12:30 this afternoon, but it's unclear right now whether it was a shark bite or some kind of other injury that led to the boy having to be life flighted to a hospital in Orlando. We've been speaking with beachgoers as well as with Brevard County Fire Rescue, trying to dig a little more into this and trying to figure out what type of injury played out here on the beach this afternoon. Some tell me they witnessed the incident and the response from paramedics, but they were surprised to learn a 12-year-old boy had to be life flighted with a traumatic injury.
The lifeguards could have driven him off in their cart, so that would mean it was not severe. So he was conscious and able to sit up in the lifeguard's buggy.
Again, we are still working to learn what type of injury played out here this afternoon. As soon as we do, we'll bring you more on air and online at WESH.com. Covering Brevard County, live in Cocoa Beach, David Jones, WESH 2 News.
One person is dead and 3 others hurt after a shooting at an apartment complex in Daytona Beach. Police are looking for the person who opened fire. This happened at around 3:30 this morning at Ontario Court near South Street. WESH 2's Tonight Gevregedigas is joining us live tonight from Daytona Beach. And tonight, apparently neighbors are telling you that there was a large gathering outside before someone took out a gun.
Yeah, Luana, a party in the parking lot is what they tell me, with about 30 people there. But Daytona Beach Police says the motive of the shooting is unclear, and we're told 2 victims are in critical condition and the third one has since been released from the hospital.
After peeping out of the window, that's when I heard the pow, 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 pow.
Residents at Lakeside Village Apartments were startled from their sleep after hearing several rounds of gunfire early Sunday morning. Daytona Beach Police says when officers arrived, they found 1 person dead. Shortly after, they learned 3 more victims were at the hospital.
I did like a lot of teenagers, a lot of young people, you know what I'm saying? And we were just having a party, you know. They had a party last week, then another one this week.
As soon as they heard the shots, neighbors saw several cars speed away.
For about the last 3 weeks, they've been gathering, drinking and doing their little thing. You know, young folks, you know, they don't stay here.
And they tell us it's disturbing their peace.
It feels unsafe. Some mother done lost their child, and here it is, Palm Sunday, you know.
It's a whole lot of children and family that do live here, so it's scary, you know, because you never know what is going to happen, you know, every day in life. So you just have to be careful and you have to be aware of what is going around you.
Police have not yet released the name or the age of the person who was killed. They are asking people who know anything about possible suspects to please call them. Covering Volusia County, live in Daytona Beach, Sanay Gevregedigas, WESH 2 News.
Orange County deputies say they're investigating a kidnapping at a Walmart. This happened at around 1:30 yesterday afternoon on Cimarron Boulevard. WESH 2's Spencer Tracy spoke with shoppers in the area.
For shoppers at an Orange County Walmart, terrifying moments unfolded when the Orange County Sheriff's Office say a kidnapper followed victims into the store, fired a weapon, and led them to a vehicle.
Wow, that had to scare everybody inside. So, for this area, it's been pretty quiet for as long as I've known it.
Deputies had the Walmart parking lot blocked off with crime tape for hours on Saturday on North Cimarron Boulevard. The sheriff's office says they got the call around 1:30 p.m.
Especially in this area, and it's near a very busy area, you wouldn't think that would happen.
And I was like, what? It was kind of shocking to me because, I mean, that can happen anywhere, but I was still kind of shocked, to be honest.
The sheriff's office says with the use of technology and cameras in this Walmart parking lot, they say they feel confident that they'll be able to capture whoever committed this crime. Deputies say as for the victims, they have all been found unharmed and are now safe and sound. We asked, but the Orange County Sheriff's Office hasn't said if the suspect is a man or a woman. They haven't also said who the victims are either. Covering Orange County in Orlando, Spencer Tracy, West 2 News.
All right, taking a live look outside tonight. This is over in New Smyrna Beach. Our first warning meteorologist, Marquise Mita, is joining us now. And Marquise, let's talk about the weather today. Very comfortable temperatures out there, and the temps, you say they're going to keep climbing.
Yes, we are boarding the roller coaster as we speak, riding it all the way to the top on Monday. We'll be bouncing back to the upper 80s to start off your work week. But the water over New Smyrna Beach looked as blue as ever. We've had high pressure over us so far this weekend, and under that high pressure system, temperatures did return to the lower 80s today. Wasn't a bad idea to step into the pool this morning. You see 80 on the dot for Orlando, Sanford, and Leesburg. Those were your highs today, just a hair below your seasonal average. A little bit cooler along the coastline, mid-70s for Daytona Beach and Melbourne, peaked at 76 degrees. Here's that high pressure system that we talked about, keeping the skies as clear as ever. And this is going to dictate your work week forecast on Monday and Tuesday. But you see that shift taking place as the high pushes towards the east. That'll fuel us with winds from the south, warming your temperatures to start off the work week. Currently upper 70s in Lake Eola, where the sunlight is shimmering off the water right now. Low 70s across the coast, so we are beginning to cool just before sunset. And upper 70s from Ocala all the way down to Kissimmee in St. Cloud in Osceola County. For tonight, though, under clear skies, we will see those temperatures begin to decline. We should fall back into the 50s to start off the morning tomorrow. 87 for your high on Monday, 86 on Tuesday, so slightly cooler. Then a cold front works its way in on Wednesday. And typically with cold fronts here in Central Florida, we could expect a little bit of rain. I'll be tracking your next shot of precipitation coming up in the next 15 minutes.
Tonight in Brevard County, a man is facing charges after allegedly shooting himself, and it was all for a woman's attention. Cocoa police say this all began back in March of 2024 when Alexander Leffert, a FedEx employee, was found shot at a facility. Leffert told police that someone did it and then ran off. Court documents showed there were many inconsistencies in his statements to officials. Police later concluded that Leffert shot himself to gain sympathy from a woman after she ended all contact with him and accused him of stalking her. He was taken into custody and later released on bond. New tonight, a Volusia Sheriff Sergeant and FHP trooper were on scene of a crash when they were nearly ran over by another SUV.
Jesus Christ! Holy.
Well, deputies say the officials were originally there on I-95 investigating a crash involving a car and a deer. That's when the SUV ran off of the highway, hitting the patrol vehicle and then smashing into the other car before spinning around. The sheriff's office wants to remind everyone to move over when you see first responders or service vehicles on the side of the road. New tonight, 4 people have been rescued by 5 others are still missing after a boat flipped over off the coast of the St. Lucie Inlet. Officials say that a Good Samaritan reported the incident, which began the search. One of the people rescued told authorities the vessel capsized on Friday. Officials are still working to find others that are still missing. A number of Florida universities are joining a statewide push right now to partner with immigration and customs enforcement, cracking down on illegal immigration. Among them, the University of Florida, whose administrators signed an agreement Friday allowing local law enforcement to act as immigration officers. The move comes as the Trump administration continues to target foreign nationals affiliated with prestigious American universities. Other universities that signed the agreement include UCF and USF. A Lake Sumter State College committee is set to interview presidential search firms this week. It comes as the college looks for a successor to Heather Bigard, who resigned as president just last year. Laura Bird, the college's senior vice president of institutional advancement, is serving as interim president. The presidential search committee is set to meet on Friday. The Florida Department of Health in Marion County is deploying its mobile health unit this week. They'll be at 3 different locations starting at 9:30 in the morning each day. Your first opportunity to get health screenings and other services will be Tuesday at the Dunellen Public Library. The other events are on your screen right there. Well, those little electronic devices that we all depend on were spared from the trade war, but that doesn't mean that prices won't be impacted. How tariffs and other items could still impact those tech gadgets and how businesses are reacting. Electronics imported to the U.S. will be exempt from President Trump's reciprocal tariffs, at least temporarily. That means the price of smartphones, computers, and various other electronic parts may not go up, but other items could cost you more. Jen Sullivan looks at how the ongoing trade war will impact you.
U.S. markets closing Friday following a tumultuous week of ups and downs after President Donald Trump's aggressive tariff announcements. Then hours after they took effect, Trump rolling some of them back. But enormous tariffs remain in effect on China.
I lowered the tariffs on everybody, but we've been making a lot of money, and it's always been the other way around.
Chinese imports will now face a minimum 145% tariff rate. Beijing raised its tariffs on U.S. imports to 125%. Caught in the middle are U.S. consumers and business owners who are now faced with much higher prices.
We're quoting a client one day for a product, and then the very next day we have to give them another quote. And that roller coaster is not something that we can survive on as small business owners.
Trump made electronic imports exempt from the tariffs, which means the prices of smartphones, computers, and other electronics may not be affected. But the price of many other items like cars, food, and clothing coming from other countries could go up. Opponents slamming the decision.
This is the worst self-inflicted wound through economic policy since the Second World War.
Trump is hoping the tariffs will bring more manufacturing jobs to the U.S. Some economists agree.
I'm really concerned by the people who look at the situation and say, no, what we really should do is just what we've been doing since the year 2000, which is embrace this kind of hyper-globalization that has not worked well for America at all.
While Trump has paused many of his proposed tariffs, the White House says they'll revisit them in the coming months. Jen Sullivan, WESH 2 News.
Well, SpaceX is planning to send 27 Starlink satellites into orbit tonight from our Space Coast. The Falcon 9 rocket carrying the mission is set to blast off from Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. SpaceX is now targeting midnight for liftoff, with several other backup opportunities. Let's check in now with First Warning meteorologist Marquise Mita. Marquise, the temperatures out there looking gorgeous. How is our coast looking for this evening?
Crystal clear. In fact, all across central Florida, we've had brilliant blue skies this afternoon, Luana, and mild temperatures. We peaked in the low 80s and upper 70s, and we're still holding on to the 70s right now. Take a look at all the blue sky we have here in central Florida. It's all because of high pressure keeping us very dry. In fact, our drought does continue, but here at 616, we've got 78-degree temperatures in the tourist district. You match that in Leesburg just before sunset. A pretty looking picture there. Daytona Beach, 72. So we are cooler along the coast. Kennedy Space Center, where we have the launch taking place tonight. Your temperatures are in the lower 70s. Wind speeds are a little bit quicker along the coastline. And here's a look at New Smyrna in Volusia County. Tonight will stay clear as temperatures cool once again, dropping all the way down into the 50s to start off your Monday morning. But we will have an early work week warm up as temperatures skyrocket, just like our Falcon 9, all the way into the upper 80s inland. And towards the midweek, we're tracking your next potential shot at rain. So does the drought continue? We'll have that answer coming up in just a bit. But here's what we got for you currently. Temperatures in the upper 70s across the I-4 corridor in Orlando and Winter Haven, Claremont and Leesburg, 78 degrees. And you're still warm along the coastline, too, depending on where you are. 77 currently here in Titusville. Now, one of the things that we've noticed across the weekend is how dry we are. We don't have any warnings or watches in place for fire weather concerns, but anytime you have dew points in the 20s, 30s, and low 40s, that's an indication of how dry conditions currently are. And the drier the weather, the more prone you are to seeing wildfires beginning to spread. So just keep this information in the back of your mind as we kick off the work week with increased wind speeds, dry weather, and warming temperatures, that any potential spark can create a flame that can spread rather quickly. Winds, as we mentioned, are a little bit faster along the coast. You see that east coast breeze anywhere between 10 and 15 miles per hour from New Smyrna all the way down to Melbourne. An occasional gust could be up to 20. Not really seeing any wildfires on our live radar. We'll probably usually we see a plume of smoke if there are any existing fires out there at the moment. Well, we see this small line of green. That's that east coast sea breeze working inland across Orange and also Seminole County as we speak right now, but we're just so dry, there's no moisture associated with it. As we continue to cool overnight, clear skies will be present up above. Temperatures in Daytona, those drop to the middle of the 50s to start off your morning. So a cooler start to the day, you'll need the extra layers, but in the afternoon, we have brilliant conditions that lie ahead of us with high temperatures that peak in the upper 70s and the 80s. As we move our way across the afternoon, sunshine will be a consistent feature for us inland, 81 to 87 degrees with that southwesterly breeze. Keep in mind we're still dry, where you see this darker shade of orange from Wildwood through the DeLand and Daytona Beach. That indicates a severe drought for us in central Florida. In fact, in Daytona, it's been 14 consecutive days since the last time we had any significant rain. And in the month of March, you were 2.42 inches below your seasonal average for the year. That number is at 5.5 inches. Here's your shot at rain potentially on Wednesday with the cold front moving in. Maybe a coastal shower if we get lucky. Otherwise, your 7-day inland forecast does show consistent sunshine. Cooler on Wednesday with the cold front passing through. 83 degrees Thursday, then warmer as we head into the weekend with highs in the upper 80s on Saturday and Sunday.
All right, today the Magic played their final game of the regular season, but it's not end of the road for them just yet. Good news.
Yeah, today's season finale essentially meaningless because the Magic have already locked themselves into the play next week. They're going to try to play their way into the NBA playoffs. We'll hear from Coach Mosley on the road ahead coming up. Plus, we're breaking down the orange and blue game at the Swamp, what stood out and what still needs some work. That's just ahead.
West 2 Sports, sponsored by Mullinax Ford.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the finale of the NBA regular season. I'm Kristen Lago. Let me preface all of this by saying today's Magic game didn't really count for anything. The Orlando Magic and the Atlanta Hawks already locked in to play each other Tuesday in the play-in tournament. On the line, a date with the Boston Celtics. The Magic without Paolo Banchero and Franz Wagner in today's season finale. And it went about the way that you would expect it to go without the two Magic stars and many of the Atlanta starters as well. Anthony Black, though, led the way for the Magic with 20 points and a double-double on the boards, while the Hawks' 4 bench players each finished in double figures. Orlando does fall 117-105, the final score. The Magic finished the season exactly at 500 with 41 wins and 41 losses. But Tuesday is what the team is focused on as they try to get into the playoffs.
Playing game against the same team, just understand exactly what we need to do, how we need to play. That was the biggest piece for me from this game. Understanding we did some good things, but we also did some uncharacteristic things of us. But now we've got to move on and look at Tuesday.
Meantime, on the PGA Tour, new Masters champion will be crowned today. The Masters, the first of the 4 major championships this season, bringing the best of the best to compete for the iconic green jacket. It's been a great weekend.